Hello and welcome to the channel. If you are new to the channel, my name is Alan and I have since gone into watch reviewing because we're in the COVID times and I cannot go on and review motorcycles and visit shops. I will then be going back to the shops eventually when this pandemic blows over or when we have been vaccinated as a stopgap precaution. Just in case I do not want to get COVID. We're now into reviewing watches. Watches that are affordable, watches that will not cost you a car or a house, but a watch that you can enjoy just by looking at it, be it a knockoff or an original. But the most important thing is you're happy with it and you have a way with it and you have swagger with it. It's all in your head. But still, I do not propagate the buying of fake watches or fake anything. It's all marketing so that people in the upper echelon of the society can make money of it. Still, it's an homage. One famous quote would be faking it until you're making it. So one way of faking it would be to have something that you can afford. I was into that introduction because for this episode, I am going to be showing you the watch that is the hottest watch at the moment and one of the most expensive. And at the same time, it looks like a toy. So what I'm about to show you is a watch that is just in that level of being out of reach. Unless you have 700,000 in the bank. And I don't mean pesos. Alrighty then, welcome to the unboxing of the said watch, and this watch comes in this box, very simple box, and this simple packaging. At least it came with a pillow, and on this plastic, let's check it out. And there is the watch. Now, if you haven't guessed what this watch is, this would be a watch of a famous watch designer, Richard Mille. This watch designer's company started only in 2001, but it has surged to the top because of the promotions from athletes, from rappers, from famous people. Lots of famous people are buying this watch in bulk. And the factory only makes around 3,000 watches per year, so it is in very high demand. RM35-01, which, if you can see that name, is the watch of Rafael Nadal. Rafa for short. The original Richard Mille would cost you around 200,000 for the base models, 300,000 for the special models, and for the RM27 that Rafael Nadal himself wears on his tennis matches, that would cost you around 700,000. Yes, of course, dollars, not pesos. Now, this watch in question, as mentioned, is just a replica. A Chinese replica at that. But the construction is almost the same. I am gonna say that this is a silicone bracelet because it's kinda soft. Case would be of an alloy material, probably zinc alloy, plated with black paint. Who knows how long will that hold? The front of the watch, you can see that it has black paint, but it's brushed. So it's probably anodized black and finished with brushed vertical strokes. The screws, although not functional, they mimic the original Richard Mille. In an original, I'm sure you would see that one inside, the inside mechanisms moving. If I'm gonna be paying 200,000 for a watch, I would want to see it moving. But for this one, it's all just aesthetics. And this would be a quartz movement. So let's check out how this moves. No other complications on the watch. It doesn't have a date complication. It doesn't have anything but just your watch, your skeleton dial, and your hands. That would tell time. And the most important thing is that badge over there that tells you that this is an RM35-01 Rafa model replica. So I've set it to the correct time. It's now 10:46. This crown here, it's little bit, it's not loose, but you can hear that. There's some gap. But off the bat, it's a nice watch. It's kind of heavy also. It tells you that you have something substantial in your wrist. You can see there's a little bit of blue hint. That's because the glass, the mineral glass on this has an AR coating. It has a blue anti-reflective coating. That's a nice touch. So the back of the watch, it has that standard blah blah blah, Swiss made, water resistance, something something. The rubber has got that branding name. It's got that laser etched name on the buckle. Now let's go to the good parts about the watch. As mentioned, the weight of the watch feels good. The construction of the watch, it's solid. The strap doesn't feel like it's gonna be falling off anytime. It's attached to the watch very snugly. The buckle is of good quality. The silicone strap feels nice. It has this matte texture. And that's the one thing that's good about the watch. Its overall quality. Because for the price that you're going to be paying for it, I am pretty sure you're not going to be near that 6-digit mark. Now if we go to the bad thing about the watch is that one. That one feels flimsy, very soft. For the price that you're going to be paying for this one, I would expect that one. But overall, this watch has got to be one of the best watches to buy if ever you're just going to be buying watches for the Christmas or having or wanting to own something new watch that is hot, a skeleton watch, a modern watch. I mean, if this was in your wrist at around 2 meters, that's 6 feet, social distancing, you would not know if it is an original Richard Mille or not. But you would clearly be judging the person that is wearing this. But regardless if you have 5 million, 5,000 or 10,000 pesos in your bank and this is in your wrist, well, that's still a nice watch in your wrist. Original, authentic or not, it is a nice watch. But of course, there are the hardcore purists that would be questioning the ethics of buying a fake watch because blah blah blah, do not support the fake industry, do not support this, do not support that. Well, it's just for... I don't want to comment about that because I myself will buy something that is a knockoff or a replica if it is the only thing that I can afford. That is just real talk here. Do not pretend that you have money and you can afford something. If you don't have it, buy something that you can afford and be happy with it. And if I bought this and this is what I can afford and I am happy with it. Of course, this channel does not condone buying fake products because it's a pirate industry. But if you would want to have this watch, you can check the link in the description below. This is where you can get the exact watch for a fairly reasonable price. And that's also one of the good things about this watch, the price. So if you want to get the watch, do check out that link. Click on that link so that you can go to the page where this watch is being sold and can be shipped to you here in the Philippines without much fuss as a Christmas gift to your loved ones. Now comparing it to other watches, before that we have to make a time check. This is my SKX 033 Pepsi on my new Cobra Swiss leather strap, and it's looking mighty fine. So compare it with that. That's the size comparison of the two. it is kind of big. And compare it with the biggest watch that I have, which is the Jake Fossil. I would say it's bigger. And let's compare it to the Tavis watch that we reviewed a few videos back. This is already a big watch at 44mm, and this is still a bigger watch. A rectangular, bigger watch. So now let's get it on the wrist. There you go. On the wrist. The space here is very much filled. No good gaps because how this rubber strap or silicone strap goes and conforms in your wrist. Although it's big and kind of heavy, it sits on your wrist just fine. And like I mentioned, if you are social distancing at 2 meters and you're gonna be sporting this watch, it just looks nice. It has that presence. So don't mind other people, what they say about you. Buy something that you want. Buy something that you can afford. Never buy something that you cannot afford. Of course, if you do have the money, you would want more. And those people would be wanting to buy the real deal. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's about choices. And everyone has got their own choice to make. So there you have it, folks. If you can afford to wear a house or a price of a luxury car, that's even more. Wearing it in your wrist, then this is not the watch for you. But if you just want to have a watch that you can beat up, you can throw, and maybe buy 10 pieces of them so that you have a brand new one every time you go out, then this would be your watch. One of the hottest watch for 2020, and the watch to get if you are gonna be gifting it to someone else this Christmas and you don't want to sell your entire house just to wear one watch like this, then this kind of watch, the RM35-01 Rafa replica, will be a nice choice. Once again, this channel does not condone fake watches, but if you cannot afford anything, then think about this. This has been Alan saying thanks for watching, do keep supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.